This is a part 2 of my video about y'all don't really like confidence for real. And in that video, I touched on familial jealousy and how family can sometimes stomp the confidence out of you. So a lot of you commented that you wanted a part 2, so here it is. Something I noticed when it comes to family bullies is that they saw your potential before you did. A lot of your mothers and fathers obviously were adults. They were privy to your light, they were privy to your gifts. And unfortunately, some mothers and some fathers can be jealous of the calling on their child's life, their own child. Like they brought you into the world and are mad that you have favor. They're mad that you're blessed. They're mad that you have gifts. They're mad that you have talent. And they're mad about the attention that you may get from other people as a child. And so family bullies see your potential before you do, of course, because again, you are a child. You have no idea who you are yet. I don't think I really knew who I was until I got into college. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a child, you are really blinded to your excellence. You really don't have a real sense of self until you get out into the real world. And a lot of things are put to the test, and that's where you sort of sharpen your tools and you learn about what you like and don't like. You learn about what you will and will not tolerate, the types of things that you expect for yourself, the things that you expect out of life. And that's when you really begin to learn who you are and you wake up to who you are and your potential. So unfortunately, your parents got you at a very vulnerable state in your life, a vulnerable time in your life when you were a child and you didn't really know anything about yourself. And it was their job to pour into you, right? Your parents and the people around you, your family, they were supposed to be telling you how amazing you were. They were supposed to be shaping you and molding you to be an unstoppable force. But unfortunately, some toxic families, mothers and fathers, will try to do damage before you can even blossom. And when you think about that, how evil is that, right? Like when you think about a seed that's been planted, can you imagine how well a seed would do if a seed was planted in some good soil? It was watered and cared for, it was given fertilizer, it had lots of sunlight. That plant would grow up to be an amazing plant. It would be brimming with potential. It would have everything it needs to succeed. As opposed to the seed that was destined for greatness just like any other plant, but was sprayed with pesticides and was watered once a week instead of every other day. And it was kept in the dark. It was sheltered. So it didn't get any sunlight. And it was talked about badly and negatively and all the things. Imagine being that seed. Even though you had the potential to be an amazing plant, your caretakers poisoned you before you could even blossom. So people who have toxic families, they start in the negative, which is why I said in a video in the past that there needs to be some sort of screening done, some sort of like testing done to test the readiness of a parent. Because if we ran more tests and if we really took our time to understand if someone was capable of being a healthy parent, there wouldn't be so many narcissists running around. There wouldn't be so many borderline personality disorder people running around, sociopaths, crazy people, essentially. They also wouldn't be destroying the young lives of children, innocent children who they chose to bring into the world for their own selfish reasons, to have a personal punching bag. Some people, some toxic family and some toxic parents have kids just to have something they can control or punch down on, a punching bag, a personal punching bag, a personal doormat. And so something I also notice too with families who see your potential is if your mother or father is jealous, they're going to sabotage you. I can only speak from a jealous mother's perspective because I had one. They sabotage their daughters very, very early on. They won't teach their daughters about hygiene. This is a very covert tactic that a lot of jealous mothers will do. If they are jealous of their daughter's lifestyle, their daughter has access to better resources that they didn't have, so they're jealous of that. Maybe their daughter is more attractive than them, beauty-wise, and they're jealous of that. Maybe their daughter has a better social life than they did when they were a kid, so they're jealous of that. And what they'll do is they will purposely sabotage their daughter. One of the ways is hygiene. They won't teach their daughters how to properly clean themselves. I've heard stories about this, y'all. Like, This is real stuff. Some jealous moms won't teach their daughter how to clean correctly down there. They won't tell them the right deodorants to use. They won't teach them about the right types of panties to wear that are breathable and comfortable. They won't teach them these certain things because they want them to have a harder time in social settings. They want them to be the butt of a joke at school. They want them to not have boys interested in them because they don't want their daughters to be desirable. It's sick. Some jealous mothers will sabotage their daughters by telling their daughters that they're ugly or that they're too skinny or too fat, throwing daggers with their words at their children at a very young age to shape their mind into hating themselves. What your mom told you when you were a child may not even have been true, but you believed it because she's your caretaker, right? She's your mother, right? She knows best for you, right? She wants the best for you. That's what everyone says, right? Wrong. Wrong. Just because she's your parent doesn't mean she wants the best for you. And that's something that I had to come to terms with. It was a very hard pill to swallow. Very hard. Because no one wants to really sit there and come to terms with the fact that their own mother could have been sabotaging them and planting seeds in their mind to destroy their self-esteem and self-confidence when their mother should have been the one pouring into them. Your mom should have been making you the baddest bee alive. She should have been telling you how beautiful you were, that when you go to school, girls going to be hating on you for X, Y, and Z. She should have been pumping your head up and making you super confident because the world is already going to tear you down. The world is already going to take digs at your self-esteem and your confidence. And they're going to bully you and mistreat you. The world does enough of that. So your mother was supposed to do the opposite to prepare you for the world. But some of us were not so lucky. Some of us had mothers who were doing what the girls at school were doing to us. Some of our mothers were the girls who were bullying you at school, Some of your mothers were your first bullies. And I know this because I've experienced it. They sabotage you. They don't teach you social cues. They don't teach you how to be ladylike. Like, you literally have to learn all these things on your own, which sets you back socially. And it sets you back just with your womanhood and becoming the person you're supposed to be. They don't teach you about men and boys or how to carry yourself. They gatekeep everything that you need to develop properly. That's something I noticed too. They gatekeep developmental skills so that you can stay stagnant and stuck. How sick is that? Your mother, who's your caretaker, who's supposed to be providing for you and giving you all the skills and the knowledge of life and teaching you all the things, she was supposed to give you those developmental skills, and instead she gatekept them and decided, you know what, you're gonna figure it out for yourself. If I had to have a hard time at school, so do you. If boys didn't like me in school, they're not gonna like you because I'm gonna make sure you go to school smelling. If I didn't have friends, you won't either. If I didn't have a social life, or if I wasn't beautiful, I'm not going to let you, get your nails done or wax your eyebrows, or, you know what I'm saying? They'll withhold developmental skills and they'll withhold beauty tips so that you can assimilate into, school and the culture of school when you're a child and when you're a teenager. They keep you in a perpetual state of being behind. And what that does is it makes you a target. It makes you a target. And it aids people in school chipping away at you even more. And they know that. They know that. Your mothers absolutely knew that. My mother knew that. And she didn't care because what mattered to her was that the daughter who she was jealous of was being hurt by people outside of the home as well. So they were doing her dirty work for her when I would leave home. So for me, ladies, when I have my daughters, they're going to be the baddest bitches alive. And I mean that with my whole chest. My children will be unstoppable. People are not going to be able to take my daughters because they're going to be so themselves, unapologetically and authentically. I'm going to give them all the game. All the game that I give to you all on my channel, I can't wait to pour that into some little girls. And I'm going to get emotional talking about this, but I know I'm going to be a great girl mom, because little girls need to be raised and prepared for the world ahead because the world is an ugly place. And they need to be poured into from a very young age. They need to be told that they are amazing, that they can do whatever they want. They need to know the tricks and the schemes and the plots of wicked people. They need to know why evil people do what they do and how to overcome it, how to move around it, how to be smarter and one step ahead of people. I know that I would be a great girl mom because I would give them all the tools, all the knowledge, all the skills, the development that they need to be unstoppable in this world. So no man, no woman, no anything can come up against them, you know? So I feel very passionately about this, ladies. Drop down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts down below. Oh man, sometimes I just can rant all day about this stuff because it really affects me and it really hurts me even to this day. You know, when I think back on having a mother who literally was working against me, you know? So, ladies, let me know what your thoughts are on family bullies and them trying to destroy your confidence before you even can make it out the door and into the real world. If you're ready to have one-on-one chats and conversations with me, click the link in the description and read the homepage to find out more about the process of getting signed up with an appointment, where you can book personalized video responses from me to anything you're going through, anything you're experiencing, or anything you just want to rant and talk about. Let's connect. Let's build a community. I'm so excited to get to know you on a deeper level and on a more personal basis. Drop down in the comments section and let me know your thoughts down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.